Hi, it's Dorothy Guining with Scrapbooking Quebec, and I'm so happy to be here today participating in the Learning is an Adventure YouTube Hop. There are a whole bunch of crafty YouTubers participating in this event, and they're all sharing their ideas on back-to-school type layouts. And I'll put links to all their channels in the comments below, so be sure to check them out. I'm going to show you step-by-step instructions on how to create this layout, and I'm going to be using the classic first day of school photos. However, you can easily adapt this project to the theme of your choice. Now, I have to qualify this project as a Stampin' Up! Project because the paper, the dies, the stamps, they're all from the 2019-2020 catalog. And what I'll do is, as I use these products, I'll list the name of it on the screen in case you're interested. So I start with 2 photos, and I already created my foundation piece. I cut 3 pieces of paper and created a frame style foundation, and I got 2 of the papers. And from those papers I gutted, I do plan on using them elsewhere on this project. Now what I'm doing here is I'm cutting a circle and a ring from this blue paper. I'm using the Creative Memories custom cutting system, and with that large circle on the inside, I start with the blue blade and then I cut with the red blade, and that gives me a 1/4 inch ring. So now I have a circle and a ring to play with. So I'm going to place that on the front of my layout, and I'm wondering now, do I want a ring? Do I want a circle? And I opt to do both. So I like the blue behind my photos. I find my photos really pop, but I do want to place a ring behind there. So I find this paper here, this red paper, also from the same collection, and I'm going to do the very same thing to cut myself a circle and a ring. Now this set of paper is called See a Silhouette, and it's quite bold. One side of the papers all have this kind of watercolor look about it, and the flip side there are very big bold prints. To be honest, when I first saw it I thought ugh, but I actually grew to quite like it. So anyway, and I find it really fun for this school layout. I do like the end result anyway. So I do play around with my circles and in my rings, and I hesitate between the red and the blue, and I end up going for the blue. Like I said, I really do like how my photos pop on that blue. But now what I'm going to do is place a title in the top left, and I'm going to eventually do my journaling in the bottom right. So the letters you see there, I cut out in advance with my Big Shot, and I use the dies. They're called hand lettered prose dies, and they're really nice and they really cut out well. I'm quite happy with them. And as you can see, I also added some adhesive to them, so I wanted to make it quicker for this video. So now I'm just kind of creating a semicircle around that circle with my title, and I like how that looks, but I do still want to add this ring. So what I'm doing is trimming it, and it's going to start at the beginning of my title and end at the end of my title. And once I get that down, I'm going to place my photos again, and I'm going to start preparing my journaling box. So I get out this punch. It's called the Delightful Tag Topper Punch, and I'm going to trim it to the length I want. But what I'm doing there is adding a reinforcer. So I used a small hole punch and then a 1/2 inch circle punch to punch around it, and that created a little ring. And now what I'm doing is adding some journaling lines. So I'm using this stencil by Echo Park that I use all the time, and some Night of Navy ink to make myself some journaling lines, and then I added some twine. So now I do want to back my photos with something, and I'm going through the cardstock that I have on my desk as well as the printed paper, and I opt to go with this crushed curry because I have blue, I have red, so I might as well do yellow and kind of go with the primary colors here. And I back my photos, and then I'm going to place my text box. But what I want to do now is decorate my page. So I'm going to start by using this leaf punch, and I'm cutting it out in 3 different colors, and I find a leaf punch really useful, especially in the fall. It's good all year long, but in the fall what I'm going to do here is create a whole bunch of leaves, which will be the foundation piece for all my embellishment clusters. And then what I'm going to do is kind of personalize, make these clusters more specific to my theme by adding something small, and that's exactly what you see me doing here now. I have this stamp set. It's called Check You Out. It's new by Stampin' Up, and it's really cute. The expressions are like congratulations, thank you, happy birthday, pretty general, but the images are all kind of learning related. I have an owl, I have a bookworm, a library card, books. And these books that I'm stamping now, this is actually the first time I'm using it on a project, but right before this video I practiced with them a bit. And what I did learn was when I started stacking up those books, if I started with the top book, I had an easier time to line up the books than when I started with the bottom book. Just a little trick in case you have this stamp set. And there we go with the little bookworm. So what I did off camera was I fussy cut those, and then I got lazy with the owl and I cut him out in a circle. And now what you see me doing is kind of playing around with these decorations. Like I said, I'm basically building up these clusters with leaves and just making them specific to the theme of my page, school, by adding something small. I continue with this, and I have to start gluing things down, of course, and then you're going to see me fussing around with my decorations. What I did do off camera when I fussy cut these is I added another layer of cardstock behind them because I knew I would want to add some foam adhesive, and I find it better with these stamped images if I just make the cardstock a little bit thicker. So I do end up adding some foam adhesive to the owl as well as to that little bookworm, and then I fuss around a whole bunch with these leaves. That's where I end up wasting a lot of time actually when I'm creating pages. I fuss an awful lot over these small details. Anyway, what I did was I stopped the camera and I felt I needed some ink or something. So what I did was I found this other stamp set. The name escapes me right now, but I will write it on the screen. It's an old one by Stampin' Up, and I'm just adding, it's like little ink dots, and I'm doing it around the title and on each side of that journaling box, and that will be it. You'll notice I'm a little off camera right now, but when I'm inking at the top here, and this is something I do often, I hide the spots that I don't want to ink with washi tape, and then I do my inking. It kind of masks it, and the washi tape doesn't leave residue on the photo, or it doesn't rip the page. So here's my final project. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know. I love to hear your comments. If you give me a thumbs up, it makes my day. And if you haven't subscribed to Scrapbooking Come Back, I would really, really love it if you did. And don't forget to check out all the other YouTubers who are participating. All their links are in the comments below. Thank you so much and have a great day.